There are literally hundreds of videos on YouTube about Dark Souls. So I was thinking, how do I make a video that hasn't been made before? What can I say about Dark Souls that hasn't already been said? And it was this clip that gave me the idea.
Again, not everybody is you. Not everybody is capable of waking up in the morning, putting one half of their brain on hold, the side that says, what I'm doing today doesn't matter, and we are all going to wind up in the cosmic nothingness of space anyway, and the sun's going to explode and eat the Earth. Most people don't function that way.
This isn't meant as an attack on Ben Shapiro or any kind of endorsement. I'm simply challenging his worldview using Dark Souls. Dark Souls is one of my favorite games of all time. It works so well because its story and gameplay are connected so perfectly. While some may miss its story, those who do get interested and look for the story realize that it tells a story of struggling over and over again until you simply can't anymore. In this game, we can find the answer to Ben Shapiro's question of how an atheist can have meaning or purpose in their life, even though they believe that the heat death of the universe will destroy everything in darkness. First, we'll need to dive a bit into Dark Souls lore. Before light and darkness, beginning and end, order and chaos, life and death, there was the timeless, eternal world of dragons. But when fire began burning, all light, darkness, and everything else followed. The gods were born from the fire, and the furtive pygmy as well. Time itself is born from the flame, beginning and end. The gods kill the dragons, the eternal beings who came before time itself. With the death of eternity, humanity is born, the dark soul. Entropy, the cold darkness that threatens to consume existence and time itself. In an effort to stop the impending darkness, the god Gwyn burns his own soul to link the flame. This causes him, the world, and many in it, to start to hollow. The hollowing is the process of becoming a mindless undead, doomed to repeat what you did in your life as a zombie, and attack anyone who isn't hollow. The world becoming undead is shown by the decay of time. By the time we arrive in Dark Souls, time has ceased to really exist on a line. To say probably one of the dumbest things ever, every win is right now in Dark Souls, but it's all pretty fucked up. But what the hell does this have to do with Ben Shapiro, right? I promise I'm getting to that. If you dig deep, you figure out that the whole linking the flame, undead world thing is only a band-aid solution. In the end, it's either let the world decay into pure dark nothingness, or perpetuate the cycle, only pushing away that inevitable fall into darkness. How can this be a satisfying ending? If this is how it ends, does any of it really matter? Dark Souls is a hard game. Why fight through it, bonfire to bonfire, boss by boss, fighting these monsters and old gods? Why drudge through Blighttown's poison swamps, dive into the pitch-black darkness of Nito's domain, or climb the stairs of Anor Londo? Why get up again and again, death after death, when it will always end in darkness? Isn't it all a bit pointless? Isn't this ending all a bit unsatisfying? But there's an endless amount of videos on YouTube talking about how good Dark Souls is. Many of those from people who've invested themselves deeply in its story. Well, to me, the answer is simple. But clearly it isn't for Ben Shapiro. Dark Souls is fun, it's interesting, thought-provoking, and it's a struggle. But it wouldn't be Dark Souls without the struggle. It's the struggle that makes each victory along the way feel so good. Even if it all ends in darkness, the ride is worth it. For every adrenaline-pumping fight, every beautiful vista, and the fun and connection of jolly cooperation. So, I want Ben Shapiro to play Dark Souls and take the story seriously. Because then he just might understand why life's worth living, even if eventually the fire fades.